Hi, BookTube. This is Johnny. I'm in my main study getting my July 2018 diary ready because we're at the end of June going into July. So yeah, we're already halfway through the year 2018. Today is, according to my diary, I can't remember. Today is a Wednesday. It is the 27th of June. It is 4:14 in the afternoon here in West Michigan. Today is our daughter's 34th birthday. 34 years ago, my wife gave birth to our little daughter, Bethany. We were living in Jackson, Mississippi. Our daughter Bethany was born in Jackson, Mississippi. I was going to Reformed Theological Seminary. I think I was at my last year. I went to seminary for 3.5 years there in Jackson, Mississippi. And then we lived in Jackson for another half a year, I think, until I found a church in Houston, Texas that would let me do my internship. But the condition was they couldn't pay us any money. So when we moved to Houston, Texas, my wife had to work full time. And she worked second shift. Here's the timeline. I can't remember. We moved. I graduated. We moved to Jackson, Mississippi in 1983. I graduated from Reformed Theological Seminary in 1986. And we moved to Houston, Texas. And we left Houston in 1991, and we've lived here ever since, here in Holland, Michigan, where my wife grew up. So Bethany was born in Jackson, Mississippi. Today is her birthday. Yesterday she celebrated their wedding anniversary, Andy and Beth. So life keeps going by. So yeah, it is July, so I have to get my July 2018 diary ready. So you know I use two folders, and then I put on the first on the folders July 2018. See? And then I put it on the second one, July 2018. Last year, around this time, I think around the first week of July, our dog Rudy died. Well, we had to put him down. He had cancer and he was dying. So it's been almost a year since our little Rudell, has gone to dog heaven. We're not going to get another dog. Before Rudy, we had a dog named Mac. We had him for 13 years, and then we had Rudy for 13 years, and so we had dogs for 26 years, and that's enough for me. Dogs are a lot of work. I mean, if you really love animals and you want the best for them, you have to take care of them. You got to walk them, you got to feed them, you got to take them to the vet, get them shots, and you get attached to them, and you see them grow old, and then they die. And that's not an enjoyable experience, seeing something that you love, a little creature, a little dog, a cat, even a turtle or a parrot. But unfortunately, in this world, there is death. I'm going to die. My wife's going to die. My children are going to die. My grandchildren are going to die. We're all going to face death. So yeah, here is July 2018. Next, on the first week of July, our daughter said she'd be here Monday, on the 2nd of July, Monday night. I don't have anything written down yet in the month of July. I'm kind of superstitious. You never know what the future holds. So I haven't written anything down in July. So today, all I read, as I've been reading that book on the Swans, I showed you in my last video, listening to the music of Swans, just going through existence. I got a book coming in the mail tomorrow, a memoir, which I'll show. Right now, my wife is off tonight and tomorrow night. She's out visiting a friend who's 93 years old, who lives in a retirement home, or I don't know what you call it. When we lived in Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, you would go down the road and you see old folks' home. So maybe that's where my wife is right now, visiting her friend who's 93 years old. And when my wife gets back from visiting Pam, we're going to go to a little restaurant for dinner, since there's nothing in the house to eat. Well, nothing we want. My wife has coupons for this restaurant. So yeah, nothing else going on. Like I said, reading that book on the Swans, writing in my diary, watching the birds, just going through the day. So now I got my July 2018 diary ready. This June 2018 diary will go down the lower level into a storage container to never be read again. As I have mentioned in my past videos, I have told our son Josiah that when I die, or that I want my diaries to be burned, take him out to a cornfield, pour gasoline on him, and set them on fire. I write in my diary because I've been doing it since I was 18 years old. And it's like, to me, writing in a diary is like breathing. I have to write, even though I realize in the end it's absurdity, because no one's going to read it. I'm not writing it to be read. It's the same thing. Why do I read books? I mean, sometimes I find that a kind of a contradiction. I mean, here I'm a Christian seeking the world to come, seeking to live in the presence of God, seeking to live a holy life, seeking to be obedient to the Holy Bible, scriptures. And yet I spend my days reading books about a avant-garde noise band, experimental music. It doesn't make sense. But like I've always said, I live by faith. I'm just doing what you got to do every day. You get up, you make coffee, you eat breakfast. I'm retired, so I don't have to go off to work. I can write my diary. I can read my books. I can watch the birds. I can go outside and look at the street in front of our house. I can mow the lawn. I can go to a restaurant and have a meal. Life goes on. I still got this book on. I haven't really got into this Devil's Redemption, the New History and Interpretation of Christian Universalism. I just haven't been able to get into my Christian books. I'm kind of out of it spiritually. I don't freak out because I've been a Christian 49 years, and you have your ups and downs, but I know in my brain that even though I don't feel spiritual, I can't get into reading the Gospel of John like I was reading this church's Bible John interpreted by early Christian. And I haven't been able to just can't get into it. I don't know what it is. So you just kind of try to not freak out. Because sometimes you think, well, if I don't feel intensely some kind of emotion, spiritually, any kind of excitement or zeal or enthusiasm, something must be wrong. No, the Christian life is not one of feeling, it's one of faith. You just believe and you know how to live, and you know that some feelings will come, sensations will come. I'm not sure if I'll have any kind of out-of-the-body experiences. I don't know if I'll have some kind of spiritual visions, but I know that I am in the presence of God. I'm in Christ. So I don't freak out. I write in my diary. I read my books. I watch the days go by. Tomorrow is a full moon. And hey, what can you do? So I thought I would just show you. I made my July 2018 diary, reading the books on the Swans, listening to the music of the Swans. Tomorrow's a Thursday. I'll get a book in the mail and I'll show it. My wife, maybe Friday I'll make a video. Friday I volunteer at the Book Nook again, the library used bookstore. Maybe I'll find a bunch of used books. Maybe not. Who knows? The future is unknown. So I sign off, hoping you're having a good week. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the subscribers. Thank you for bearing with me in all my frailties, in my imperfections, in my fallenness. I know I am just a sinner saved by grace. So until next time, bye.